Hello everyone. Today we are going to have a discussion on Autodesk Fusion 360. If you are a beginner, then this video will help you a lot how to get interacted with Fusion 360. For information, if you want to use Autodesk Fusion 360 online, then you need to create a account in autodesk.com and you can access the cloud-based Fusion 360 software there. So the window which is showing to you is indicating the user interface of Fusion 360. The basic or the common toolbars which we use in Autodesk Fusion 360 are the create toolbar, modify toolbar and lot more. On the left hand side you can see a folder tree uh, that basically provide us a hierarchy of information or whatever the commands we perform in the drawing. In the process of creating a model, it will replicate on this folder 3. So it provides us a systematic and the sequence information that will help us a lot. Now there is a if you will click on the left top portion and you drop down, then you will have different modules or the different platforms in which you perform the different tasks. So so just for creating a model you will go or you will use this design module. If you want to render your drawing or render, if you apply the rendering effect, then you simply go to this rendering option. For applying the for doing the animation and for doing the simulation purpose, we use animation and simulation module. Now if the CAD model is to be interrelated with the cam, means when the cam operation is to be specified or our task is to work on cam, then we use this manufacture module. Later on, for the purpose of drafting from the design, we can also prefer the drawing module. So Autodesk Fusion 360 uses as a default measurement unit. If you want to change it to inch or centimeter, you simply click on the document setting where you can observe unit option is there. Simply clicking on the unit on this icon, change active unit, dialog box will open that will allow you to select the desired unit which you want. Say I am by default it is in mm and my working is also in I simply click on millimeter and okay. By default it is so it is okay. So further the steps which we proceed to for creating a model in Autodesk Fusion 360 are like: the first step is to create a sketch or the create. For creating a sketch, we click on the sketch command, and once we click on it, then it asks for the plane on which we want to create our sketch. So I am selecting this plane which is here highlighted. On clicking on it, the window will come in 2D. So here the few options also pop up that will help you to define the constraints, that will help you to define the snaps, slice, show profile, show points, show dimensions, etc. So depending upon your requirement, you can simply click and turn on the options. So once you come in the sketch portion, then the next step is to create the sketch. So for that purpose, the geometry which you want, you can select it from top here. Okay, so let us say I want to create a rectangle. Now there are various provisions through which you can create your rectangle. So you can get it by simply clicking on this create button. uh, when you click on it, then the geometry options will come up. if you go on to rectangle portion, then you can see you will find a number of options through which you can create rectangle. So I am considering center rectangle. When I click on it, then it is asking for the center. So I'm clicking on the origin and drag my mouse or pointer in the outward direction. Now here you can see the dimensions are highlighted in terms of its length and breadth. At a time the breadth is selected, so simply use your keyboard and apply the breadth of the rectangle. Say I am giving it as 50. Once you select apply the width or you put the width, then go to the length dimension. You can press tab button so as your length will get highlighted. Now here you can apply the length also, say 120. Now enter. So now your sketch is completed, which is a closed profile. Once you done it, then kindly finish your sketch so as it will come out of the sketch portion. So here you can see your sketch has been created, and whatever the steps you are creating get reflected on the folder tree which I discussed earlier. If you come to the sketch, as only sketch is created right now, so if you will come to the sketch, then here you can see it is indicated here by sketch 1. Clear? So you can also use this eye icon just for turn on your sketch or turn off your sketch. If you click on the eye button, say this eye icon, then your sketch will turn off. Now in order to visualize it, you need to turn it on. Next operation is how to extrude our sketch. So for that task, you have to select the extrude command. Once you click on it, and then a window will open, a dialog box will come up that will ask you to select a profile. Now here by default the rectangular profile is selected, but if it is not so, then you simply select the profile. Say clicking on the select portion and then clicking on the profile. Now here you can see one profile has been selected, and which is highlighted here by this blue color. Now start option is there, starting plane, which plane you want to, from which plane you want to start your extrusion. You can also provide the direction of extrusion, say till now we are using one side extrusion. You can also define the distance, up to what distance you want to extrude, say two object all, and you can also provide the length or simply the distance of extrusion. Say I am saying it is 40, so you can see your object will get extruded by 40. Okay, so if you want to extrude the more is profile, rectangular profile in two side, then option will come that will ask for the other side extrusion. Say it is 20. So you can observe what is happening in a model. If let us say you want symmetric extrusion, then both side will extruded in a symmetric manner. Say both side with 40. Okay, so let us say I am applying one side extrusion and here it is. Then simply click on OK. So this cuboid has been created. Now let us say you want to apply the boolean operation like subtraction, addition, intersection on this model. Then how can you perform it? Let us see. So in CAD language, generally we know all these boolean operation by the term join, cut and intersect. So there is an option of creating a hole directly on your feature, but let us do it by using a circle and again by using a extrude command. So as you will learn how cut and join operation perform. So for that, what next step you need to perform is you need to select the sketch again. Let us say now I want to create a hole on this plane. which is highlighted right now. Simply click on that plane and the window will again come in 2D. So suppose I'm creating a circle with the center, this origin, and when I give the dimension as 50, then it will look like this. Okay, so finish the sketch and extrude the circle with the same step of extrusion or extrude. Say I want to extrude this profile only. So here you can see one profile is selected. So I want to apply the distance, but before that I want to flip it in the opposite direction. So you can simply drag it in downward direction too. So I want this hole should be created up to this surface. Okay. So for that purpose, what I will do, I will go to the extend object and I will select to object. So object is what? Object is this. So I select it and here you can see as one feature is coming inside the other feature, means cylinder is coming inside the cuboid feature, then the operation of cut will perform. It is by default. You can also do join operation also. Okay, but we want a hole, so we will apply cut operation. So simply click on it. Now you will have the final structure like this. Okay, so here is a timeline. Whatever the steps you have done till now, all get reflected on your timeline. Say first is your sketch. If you click one by one in a timeline portion, then first is your sketch, second is your extrude of the rectangular profile, and then coming to next you select this plane and create the circular profile and then extrude that circular profile just to create a hole. I hope this video will help you to understand the basics of uh, Autodesk Fusion 360. We will look on more complex problems and more toolbars and more commands of Autodesk Fusion 360. If you have any doubt, any query, you may write down in the comment section. If you like the video, then press like and subscribe the channel. Thanks a lot.